are in listen-only mode.
Good morning. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to Maricopa County. And as always, we have rules of decorum here, no matter what meeting we're in. But we're going to ask the Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Good morning. Thank you, Chairman. Supervisor Stewart.
Here.
Supervisor Brophy McGee.
Here.
Supervisor Lesko. Supervisor Gallardo. Chairman Galvin.
Here. Good morning, everyone. Okay, before we get started, I want to acknowledge the county elected officials and any other elected officials that are here today. But first, I want to honor former Governor Jan Brewer, who's here, and former County Recorder Helen Purcell, and former County Supervisor Betsy Bayless. But we're also joined by Justin Heap. We're joined by Sheriff Jerry Sheridan. We're joined by the County Attorney Rachel Mitchell. I've seen the Assessor Eddie Cook is here as well. Please raise your hand. There he is. And then our Treasurer John Allen. There he is. And then, yes, Councilwoman Deb Stark, thank you for being here. And then are there any other county elected officials here? No. Okay, thank you. It's great to see you all, and thank you for coming this morning. Vice Chair Brophy McGee, Happy New Year. Please introduce your guest that will lead us in the invocation and pledge today.
Thank you, Chairman Galvin. I am so honored to introduce Rabbi Levi Levertov, who will lead us in the invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. And after that, I have a few words to say about the rabbi.
Okay, wonderful. Everyone, please rise.
Good morning. Please join me in prayer. Almighty God, in synagogues throughout the world this week, we read how you sent Moses to speak to Pharaoh on your behalf. He began with enthusiasm and high expectations, only to discover that public policy is not so simple, even when miracles are involved. Though he followed your instructions faithfully, the people's suffering increased and his efforts seemed to fail. Dispirited, he cried out, "Why did you send me? I've only made things worse." And you answered him, "I made promises to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they did not live to see them fulfilled, yet they did not question me. You do not control the world, and you are not responsible for outcomes. Yours is to do what is right and leave the results to me. Almighty God, we ask you to bless Maricopa County and to grant wisdom, integrity, and clarity to all who serve the public, our supervisors, our sheriff, our county attorney, and all our dedicated county staff, and especially the new chair, Kate Brophy McGee, as she begins this new term of leadership. May her work together with her colleagues be guided by truth, fairness, and compassion. Extend your blessings to all our county leaders and public servants and to their families who quietly share in the burdens of public service. May their devotion be recognized, and may they and their families be granted strength, peace, joy, and good health. As one of Chair Brophy McGee's stated commitments, building upon the leadership of past Chair Galvin, is to confront anti-Semitism and all forms of hatred, help her and all of us remember that lasting change does not come through denunciation alone, but through education, moral leadership, and the steady commitment to do more good. Help us reject the normalization of hate by teaching our children to respect their neighbors, by modeling dignity in disagreement, and by ensuring that our civic discourse is firm in principle and respectful in tone. In the words of King David, turn away from evil and do good, seek peace and pursue it. As my teacher, the Lubavitcher Rebbe, wrote in a public letter, darkness is not chased away by brooms and sticks, but by illumination. He urged us to bring goodness and kindness into the public square. By spreading love and goodness in visible and caring ways, we can create change and be the change. As the months go by, the chair and her colleagues may at times feel as Moses did. Please help them remember that their responsibility is to do what is right as they understand it, and then turn to you for success, trusting that you know best and that whatever results unfold are part of your will. Let them know that if they have acted with integrity, they can face their constituents without shame. But better yet, if their goals are aligned with your will, please grant them success so that this question need never arise. And let us say, Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Rabbi. Madam Vice Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Rabbi Levi Levertov is one of the finest leaders in the Jewish community. Rabbi Levertov hails from a heritage of rabbis in the Chabad organization, which has its Arizona headquarters in District 3, Phoenix. There are several Chabads around the state which all work cooperatively with Chabad Arizona and its patriarch, Rabbi Zalman Levertov, Levi's father. Levi does so many productive things in our community, but spends most of his time as the director, along with his wife, of Smile on Seniors, an incredible program that provides services to the elderly in our community. The services are provided to both in-home seniors as well as seniors in assisted and independent living facilities. Levi also serves on the Jewish Advisory Group for the Phoenix Police Department and on the Jewish Advisory Council of the Governor's Office. I stand in solidarity with the Jewish community in Maricopa County and remain committed to carrying forward the work of you, Chairman Galvin, supporting, listening, and raising awareness through partnership.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful sentiments. Okay, moving on. Item number 4, election of the 2026 Chairman of the Board of Supervisors and the Chairman's address. Now we have come to the nomination and election of the Chairman for the Board of Supervisors for the 2026 calendar year. Do I have a nomination for the Chairman?
Mr. Chairman,
Supervisor Lesko.
Mr. Chairman, I proudly nominate Kate Brophy McGee for 2026 Chairman of the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors.
Okay, thank you, Supervisor Lesko. Do we have a second?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to second that.
Okay, Supervisor Stewart, thank you so much. We have a second. All in favor of the nomination of Kate Brophy McGee for Chairman of the Board for 2026, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None. Motion carries unanimously. Congratulations. Switch seats.
It says we're supposed to switch seats.
Switch seats and
Okay.
then switch the names.
Okay. Thank you all very much. We will proceed to honor Chairman and former Chairman and Supervisor Galvin in just a moment, but I did want to say that I proudly appoint Supervisor Debbie Lesko as my Vice Chair. Thank you for serving. And now, let's do the plaque part. This is a big plaque. Yes. I want to present this to you now
Okay, thank you.
with thanks and appreciation for your diligent work this past year.
Thank you. It's an honor. Thank you.
I think so.
Okay, so let's go.
We're going to go down front and say pictures, take pictures.
Is there any point where we can say something about the chair, the former chair?
That's what we were going to do.
We want to roast them. We want to roast them. This is our time.
Trying to avoid that.
So Supervisor Stewart.
Thank you, Chairman. And I got to tell you, I've worked in the city of Chandler for the past 8 years before I came here to Maricopa County, and I've worked with some pretty incredible people. But the diligence and the professionalism with which you ran this office, Chairman, was remarkable. And to think about the number of things that were accomplished, which you set forth in your address very early in our first meeting. When it first happened, I kind of raised my eyebrow. I said, that is a lot to take on. But you were able to execute, and I've got to commend your staff as well as the county staff for helping you execute some of those goals. There's too many to list, but I know if you've followed any of our social media, you've seen some of the things that we've accomplished as a board, and that comes directly from the chairman setting forth the plan and then executing. So I can't tell you how grateful I am. And I know from being out in the community as well that many of our constituents are proud as well. They know that you hit the ground running, and somebody that hadn't done that before, to be able to step in that role and execute like you did was incredible. So I want to thank you on behalf of District 1, our community, and myself. So thank you. You bet. Yeah.
Supervisor Gallardo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First of all, congratulations, Madam Chair. Look forward to this upcoming year. But to Supervisor Galvin, Tom, just a wonderful year. Just kudos to your leadership here in the county. I remember the very first day sitting right here and I'm listening to your chairman's speech and walking out and saying, wow, he put a lot on his plate. And, you know, I'm not going to deny there was a little doubt in the back of my mind. Like, that's a lot to try to accomplish in 1 year. I've always said this. I've always thought the chairmanship should be a little bit longer, give folks time to accomplish some of their goals, but nonetheless, you did it. It was well done. I've heard a lot of chairmanships, speeches, and everyone has their priorities and things you want to accomplish, but you really set the bar very high. Not only you accomplish your goals, you finished off a lot of projects that were started in the previous administration here at the county. You got those completed. So congratulations. It was great seeing you right here in the middle, you know, taking on the challenges, accomplishing your goals, and really moving Maricopa County forward. You look at, I can tell you in District 5, you can really see the progress we have made over the years, but it's just expedited under your leadership. So I thank you for everything you've done on behalf of the citizens of Maricopa County, and particularly in District 5. Thank you for your chairmanship. I look forward to continue to working with you on the board, of course, but it was a job well done. Kudos.
Vice Chair Lesko.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You know, I first met Tom Galvin, maybe it wasn't the first time, but we had dinner together at former Arizona Corporation Commissioner Brenda Burns' house. And I was impressed with Tom then. He was the aide to Brenda Burns and did a really good job on the Corporation Commission. But I have to say I've been very impressed by you, your goals, your priorities. I'm really excited about your enthusiasm to fight the Melendrez lawsuit, which I think is long overdue. And that, of course, for those listening that don't know what that is the federal monitor oversight of the Sheriff's Department, which needs to end. I've just been very impressed, and it's been a year now. Tomorrow will be a year since I was sworn in as Maricopa County Supervisor, and I have to say I'm impressed with this entire group. I'm impressed with my colleagues. I'm impressed with the staff at Maricopa County. And now I greatly congratulate my friend and colleague, Kate Brophy-McGee, who I served with in the Arizona State Legislature. And I've been very impressed with you as well, and I know that you're going to do a great job this coming year.
I will save most of my remarks for as part of my speech, but I'm a creature of boards. If you look at my overall government experience, and it's a 5-member board, 9-member board, and you would think that down at the legislature, getting enough, like 31 or 16 people to agree with you on anything is a hard task. 5 is much harder. much harder. And you did it, Supervisor Galvin. Do you have any comments?
I do, and I promise and, well, actually hope to be brief. First of all, thank you and congratulations, Madam Chair Brophy-McGee. It's an honor to serve alongside you. And I just want to thank everyone here in this room and everyone watching online. I did not write any remarks because I felt it would just be better to speak from the heart. But a year ago today, I spoke right there at that podium. And as you heard, yes, we did have an ambitious agenda. One, because I thought there was a lot of things that we need to do here in Maricopa County, but two, also I believe that this is a board that was capable of getting it done. It's not just one person, it's 5 people here as a Board of Supervisors overseeing a county of 4.5 million people, the 4th largest county in the nation, but also working in conjunction and collaboration with other elected officials. The beauty of county government here is that we don't appoint our police chief, so to speak. It's the sheriff here who is honored and elected by the voters. We don't select our town or city attorney. We have a county attorney that's elected here by the voters. So it's really important for us to work in a respectful manner because they are also placed here by the voters. And so in that same vein, when we had an ambitious agenda, I have a checklist of 21 items that we set out in January, and we accomplished all 21. But obviously there were a lot of highs, but there were some lows. And obviously there's always going to be distractions that are coming along the way, and unfortunately, Madam Chair, you are going to see that as well, and we're going to see that as a board. You know, sometimes the distractions are internal. I did not expect or anticipate people internally trying to oust me as chairman, but they failed miserably. But at the same time, we were undaunted. We kept going because we knew we had to serve the larger purpose of the people here of Maricopa County. And whether that's economic development, whether that's housing, whether that's public safety, whether that's good government, whether that's the budget, whether that's elections, and whether that's animal care and control, we have to put the voters and our constituents first. And every single day, the 5 of us woke up with that mission, with that purpose. And we could not do it without the people that staff our offices, and we could not do it with the county the county manager, the assistant county managers, and all the thousands of people that work throughout Maricopa County. And as you saw here at every formal meeting, every single time we went to supervisor comments, either Mr. Stewart, Ms. Lesko, Mr. Gardo, Ms. Brophy-McGee, they all had substantial stuff that they had done, either for their district, either with their office or out in the community. I was always struck by how much that they're doing. 3 of them brand new members who hit the ground running. And Steve, I think you appreciate that as well, that they have taken this job serious. And so I also want to thank my wife, Anna, who could not be here today, but was with me last year and was with me every single day and had to hear every single night how our day went, whether it was good or bad, and put up with all of that stuff, especially the complaining part, which wasn't that much, but also the boasting part, which was a lot. But also because the county itself delivered. Everyone here delivered, and I know that's going to happen under Madam Chair Brophy-McGee's leadership. And so, Jennifer, I want to thank you for everything. You were indispensable for me, and also want to thank Garth, Michelle, and Taylor, who are indispensable to me. But last, I want to say I care about this board as an institution. I have cared about it as an institution since the day I came here, and I care about it more and more every single day. I care about this board. I care about the 5 people that serve here, but I care about it as an institution. No matter what, when we're no longer here, we want to leave this board much better off than how we found it. And once again, my congratulations, Madam Chair. You're in my prayers. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Galvin. The order of show now is to go to the front and take a couple of photographs, and then I will inflict my chair speech upon you. And following that speech, then the meeting will be adjourned. So thank you all so much. friends and family, fellow board members, distinguished guests, county staff, my beloved District 3 constituents, and all 4.5 million residents of Maricopa County, thank you. It means the world to me to be elected to lead this fabulous board. My first political office was an appointment to the Washington Elementary School District with the assistance of then Governor Jane D. Hull. She gave me these words by conservative thinker Edmund Burke to be my guiding light in public service. Your representative owes you not her industry only, but her judgment, and she betrays you instead of serving you if she sacrifices it to your opinion. Fast forward, and I am honored to be the first female chair of the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors in nearly a quarter century. A special shout out to my husband, Bob. The bear is what we call him. I could not do this without you. Throughout my political career, I have been blessed by the friendship and mentorship of strong, brilliant, community-minded women, and guided by the spirit of leadership they exemplify. I'd like to recognize some of them joining us today. The first woman to ever be elected chair of the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors, Betsy Bayless. Betsy is a leader in state, county, and local government, from Secretary of State, which is when I met you, to CEO of the Maricopa County Hospital. Betsy's name graces many plaques through Maricopa County. When my predecessor decided not to run, Betsy was the first call I received saying, "Kate, you're gonna run." Well, thank you, Betsy. Could we just give Betsy one more round of applause? Thank you. Also here today, the last woman to hold this position. She is an icon of our great state 48, someone known for doing what's right, even if it's hard. She taught me firsthand the importance of being a truth teller. Please join me in recognizing Jan Brewer, the 22nd governor of Arizona and a two-time chair of the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors. Thank you, Governor Jan. I'd also like to recognize Phoenix Councilwoman Deborah Stark. Councilwoman Stark and I partnered on many successful efforts in the legislature, and now here in the county, we represent the same constituents, and we share a passionate commitment to serving them. I will say that the hardest part of this friendship is keeping up with Deb and her many projects. Thank you, Councilwoman Stark. And finally, a beloved friend and ally is here, and she too is a trailblazer. Helen Purcell wrote the book on elections in Maricopa County, in Arizona, and nationwide. In her 28 years of service, she improved election processes across Arizona and the nation. During her tenure, the number of Maricopa County voters doubled to 2.1 million. From voter registration to vote by mail, Helen was a pioneer. Under her watch, the county's election and recording systems were automated. In Helen's view, every election presented the opportunity to do things better. She trained and built an incredible team of elections officials who provide us the knowledge and expertise needed in this complicated process. Welcome, Helen. I I am so happy to recognize the neighborhood and business alliance leaders who are here today. From the Anthem neighborhood to the Melrose district, from the neighborhoods on Shea to the I-17 corridor, you tackle those tough public safety problems, and you work with local elected officials to implement solutions. You are the unsung heroes of District 3. Today, let it be known that you are sung. It is such an honor to work with you side by side. Will you please, all neighborhood leaders who are able, stand and be recognized. Once again, I could not do this without you. Speaking of leaders, I wanted to thank Supervisor Galvin for an impactful chairmanship in 2025. Some people have vision, but can't build the consensus to get things done. Others are good team players, but not leaders. You are the best of both worlds, and we're all better for it here in Maricopa County. Thank you, Tom. In 2026, we have the opportunity to renew the promise of America. 250 years since our Declaration of Independence. I'm asking Supervisor Galvin to lead our county in, don't you laugh, in honoring and celebrating America's 250th anniversary, while continuing his exceptional work with me and our fellow supervisors to build a stronger, more prosperous Maricopa County. If you look at today's board agenda later this afternoon, you'll see the boring business of good government on full display, and it should be boring. From forming a local irrigation district to placing a measure on the ballot for Maricopa County voters to consider renewing the 1/5 of a cent public safety tax. This started under Governor Brewer's watch. This tax has provided sustainable public safety funding for nearly 3 decades, and it is my first priority as chair. Thanks to the 2024 Arizona Legislature, President Peterson and Speaker Montenegro, we have been empowered to ask our voters to renew this tax. It gives the sheriff, the courts, and our other public safety partners the resources they need to keep the entire community safe. Thank you to the Citizens Public Safety Committee, which studied this issue in depth and recommended continuation to fund our public safety mandates. East Valley Partnership CEO John Lewis led this committee and joins us today in solidarity. Thank you, John. Would you please stand and be recognized? Under the heading of No Good Deed Goes Unpunished, you're not done. As we build the county budget for fiscal year 2027, we'll be working off stringent guidelines for how departments and elected offices request funds. With full transparency in our public meetings, we will ensure the most impactful programs and services are prioritized and your valuable, precious tax dollars are not wasted. Your county government is already doing a lot of things right, keeping the property tax rate low, following constitutionally mandated spending limits, and making long-term investments that improve government service and promote community well-being. And these are priorities I will continue as chair. I firmly believe in the philosophy, hope for the best, but plan for the worst. That is why we are the largest county in the United States with no general obligation debt. My promise to you is that we will maintain that strong fiscal position, we will protect our taxpayers, and we will meet service demands regardless of what comes our way. Oftentimes, politicians focus on the easy, quick, partisan wins, but that has never been my path. I would prefer taking on quality of life issues, properly defining the problem to be solved, and identifying solutions that can be implemented, than forging the coalitions to do so. Here are a few big issues I think we can make progress on in 2026. First, we have an eviction crisis that is leading to more homelessness. Our justice courts processed more than 80,000 evictions filings in 2025, the third year in a row it's been above 80,000. In the coming year, I'm asking Maricopa County staff to coordinate at the city and county levels so more families can stay in their homes. Please. This year, Maricopa County is going to participate in a working group focused on eviction prevention. My focus is that critical time period, 5 days before and 5 days after that first missed payment. I plan to partner with the City of Phoenix on a pilot program in Supervisor Gallardo's district. I look forward to working with him and my colleagues on the Phoenix City Council to find interventions that are both effective and financially sustainable. Together, we will build a model that works. Thank you, Steve. Many people in our community face mental health challenges. Some of them are so severe and life-altering that they become subject to court-ordered evaluations and treatment. This is a system that needs attention and reform at all levels. We can make progress if we work together. Please. For starters, we do need more beds, more physical places for people to go. That shortage is a regional and state responsibility, not one solved by county government, but there's one piece of the system we can address as one county. And I'm so grateful to have a willing and capable partner in presiding Judge Pamela Gates. Our court system provides a structured process to evaluate individuals in crisis and connect them with appropriate care. Unfortunately, the complexity of the process and the patients can create unsustainable delays in treatment. In some cases, people reach those procedural time limits before placement is even available. When this happens, they either have to restart the process of commitment or return to the community without immediate access to the treatment they need. So this year, I will work with Judge Gates to improve efficiency, reduce delays, and recognizing the commitment and good faith efforts of everyone involved. By continuing to work collaboratively, we can strengthen this process and better ensure timely access to care for people during their greatest time of need. Infrastructure is boring, but we gotta keep investing in it. Roads, water, drainage, they are needed to keep up with the county's hypergrowth. Development is good, but we can't have rapid, unrestricted growth. And growth is occurring in every single one of our supervisor districts. It's especially apparent in Supervisor Lesko's district in the West Valley. I know she has asked and will continue to ask tough questions to ensure that the development projects in unincorporated parts of the county are in the public interest. These projects must have the infrastructure needed to sustain them. Again, we are doing a lot of things right. Our permitting process has been streamlined and centralized. And this past year, our zoning ordinance has been updated and simplified. So what's next? I am so excited to announce that county staff have come forward with recommendations that build on those zoning ordinance updates. We're going to put in place infrastructure readiness assessments so we all can get early visibility into areas where capacity is lagging. We will make this information easier for the public to access with a development pipeline dashboard. This dashboard will provide a real-time view of development activity and associated infrastructure. So we and you, the public, know the plan for what's happening in your neighborhood. Talk about good government at work. I am making this a chairman's priority for 2026, and I look forward to working with staff to make this a reality. As you probably have figured out, public safety is a top priority for this board. We're going to keep investing in it and advocating on behalf of the Sheriff's Office. Since this board took office, we have been working to end the federal judicial oversight of our Sheriff's Department and redirect funds expended on the oversight to the real public safety needs of the communities we serve. I cannot stress how different this Sheriff's Office is compared to the one found to have targeted Latino drivers during traffic stops. After 14 years and 3 new sheriffs, the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office has achieved 100% compliance with required policy changes, and there have been 0 new allegations of targeted immigration enforcement. Now, we all agree racial profiling has no place in Maricopa County. However, the federal monitor is now involved in issues that go well beyond the scope of that original lawsuit. It's hurting morale, it's hurting recruitment and retention, and it really has to do a lot more with paperwork than actual public safety. And I say, along with my colleagues, enough. The millions we pay the monitor in salary, fees, and other compliance costs should be reinvested back into true public safety needs, hiring and retaining deputies and corrections officers, making our streets and our jails safer. So let's talk about elections. I have spent a lot of time learning about the systems in place to ensure all valid ballots are counted. And I can tell you, as someone who has both won and lost close races, 17 of them, over many elections, I am confident in how Maricopa County elections are run. Our elections department is nonpartisan. The people doing the work are your friends and your neighbors, and they vote too. They care for your ballot as if it was their own. So let's thank all our election workers and volunteers. We all agree that voters deserve transparency, efficiency, and confidence in election outcomes. That is what we will continue to deliver in this critical midterm election year. And here are some actions we are taking. Early on in 2025, we commissioned a comprehensive review of our election processes, including technology and chain of custody. That work is nearly complete. I so look forward to sharing those findings at a public meeting in the coming months. Where auditors identify ways we can be better, we will move swiftly to make those changes. We continue to offer more public tours and live video feeds of our election facility so people can observe the process for themselves. During my last race in the recount, honest to gosh, it was better than real TV. I would invite you all to do that. But finally, we will again advocate for the state legislature and the governor to pass an election reform package like the 95-1 plan Supervisor Galvin proposed last year. These reforms would empower elections departments to have 95% of all votes tabulated by the end of election night. Now, state statute splits election responsibilities between the Board of Supervisors and the county recorder. Voters do expect us to rise above personal animosities and predetermined political views and to work together for their benefit. And here's an example. At the canvass of the November 2025 all-mail county and jurisdictional elections, we learned that the number of rejected mail-in ballot signatures tripled. Now, we want every legal vote to count, so we have asked the recorder's office for a report on the nearly 6,000 voters who had their signatures rejected last fall. We want to be sure those voters can participate in future elections if they are eligible to do so. Recorder Heap, thank you for being here. And in the words of Helen Purcell, Maricopa County's longest-serving elections official, let's make the 2026 elections an opportunity to do things better, to work together. I'm asking you, be a true partner with us in serving Maricopa County voters. I look forward to working with you to make sure this happens. In addition to working together to implement board priorities, board members pursue projects that are personally meaningful to them. In District 1, Supervisor Stewart has worked to raise awareness about teenage mental health. I applaud this effort and appreciate all my colleagues' work for their community and constituent issues that don't always make the headlines. In my decades of service, I've seen a lot of local governments. One of the things that has so impressed me as county supervisor is Maricopa County's track record of good government. It's lean, it's efficient, and it's accessible. At Maricopa County, people do the right thing, even when it's hard. We follow the law and we prioritize our duty to the public. I want our employees to know that Maricopa County residents appreciate all that you do, and so does your board. To my fellow supervisors, we're not always going to be popular, we're not always going to be appreciated, and we're not always going to agree. But when we follow the example of the trailblazing leaders I introduced to you earlier, when we do the hard thing, when we tell the truth, when we refuse to give in to political pressure, we are doing what the founders intended and what American democracy demands. In 2026, let us continue to rise to the challenge. Let us bring our best selves to the people's work. And having finished my speech, I will now adjourn the meeting with thanks to all who came, thanks to all who are here, and a special thanks to county staff and my colleagues on the board.